Welcome back to this Sparkz Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into the biological reality of why your midsection holds onto fat so stubbornly. We're going to look closely at the actual mechanics of fat storage, why certain areas of your body just seem to play by a completely different set of rules, and how you can finally stop guessing and start leveraging data to clear it out for good. Okay, let's just get right into the absolute most frustrating question that plagues almost everyone who has ever hit a fat loss plateau. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You've been grinding away, making all the right choices, and you look in the mirror to see, well, your face is looking sharper, your arms are leaning out, heck, you might even have veins popping on your biceps. But then you look down, and your belly fat is still just sitting there, clinging on like it owns the place, looking like it's prepping for a long winter hibernation. It's wildly frustrating. You feel like you're doing literally everything right, so why is your midsection completely ignoring the memo? Listen, the absolute most crucial thing you need to hear right now is that this isn't a failure of your effort. It has nothing to do with you being lazy or, not doing enough crunches. This is simply the reality of how your body is biologically engineered to store fuel. Your genetics basically have a favorite fat storage hangout. They decide where the fat leaves first and where it's going to stick around until the absolute bitter end. And for the vast majority of us, that stubborn endgame is the belly. You have to know your enemy to defeat it, and honestly, your enemy right now is simply your own biological programming. There's this massive physiological disparity going on inside you right now. Think about it. On one hand, your arms and face are burning fat rapidly. Why? Because those areas benefit from high blood flow. The fat loss signals your body sends out can easily reach those cells. But your belly, your stomach often sits in what we can essentially call vacation mode. The blood flow down there is notoriously poor compared to your extremities, which means those exact same fat-burning signals literally struggle to even reach the area. So to outsmart your genetics, you've really got to understand the 3 biological traps keeping your stomach soft. Number 1 is the cell density trap. Belly fat cells are literally like gum stuck to the bottom of your shoe. It doesn't matter how fast you walk or how hard you scrape, it hangs on significantly harder than fat in other areas. Number 2, like we just talked about, is the blood flow barrier, which just keeps those fat-burning signals completely locked out. And number 3 is the genetic roadmap. This proves that your body burns fat everywhere at once, but at totally different speeds depending on your DNA. Now, you can't negotiate with these barriers, but you can definitely outsmart them. Right, so to outsmart them, we need to immediately debunk a massive myth. Spot reduction is completely fake. No matter how many crunches or sit-ups you crank out, that targeted stomach fat isn't magically milking away. That's just not how the human body operates. You can't pick and choose where the fat burns from by working the muscle underneath it. Doing 1,000 crunches a day will absolutely give you a rock-solid core, but if it's covered by a layer of stubborn winter fuel, no one is ever going to see it. However, don't ditch the core work just yet. Training your abs with resistance is still vital. Why? Because when you actually grow those abdominal muscles, making them thicker and more pronounced, they will start showing through at higher body fat percentages. You actually don't need to suffer your way down to some crazy stage-shredded 10% body fat just to see lines. If you've been training your core properly, a solid 3D set of abs can actually reveal themselves right around this 15 to 18% body fat range. So how does this build a better, saner strategy for us? Well, think of your ab workouts not as fat burners, but as prepping the muscles so they're fully ready to shine the exact moment your overall body fat drops low enough. You're basically building the stage. When the curtain of belly fat finally rises, you want an impressive, defined midsection waiting underneath, right? Not just a flat, underdeveloped set of muscles. Okay, so how do we actually raise that curtain? To truly slay the fat, you absolutely must maintain a consistent calorie deficit. There is no magic pill, there's no secret detox tea. You simply have to consume fewer calories than you burn. But here's the thing, this is where most people tap out. Figuring out your maintenance calories, breaking down your protein, carbs, and fats, and logging every single crumb you eat, it feels like absolute math homework. It's a tracking nightmare that totally kills your motivation, and the second you stop tracking, your fat loss just stalls out completely. But instead of just giving up, you can use automated tools to turn that tracking nightmare into a stress-free habit that takes literally seconds. Seriously, think of apps like Calorie as your ultimate cheat code here. Instead of guessing or typing out every single ingredient into some clunky spreadsheet, you just do this. Snap a quick picture of your meal, let the AI calculate the calories and macros instantly, and then just make sure you're hitting your sweet spot deficit. It removes all the mental math, making it incredibly easy to stay consistent. And let's be real, consistency is the literal only thing that will outlast that stubborn belly fat. Now, while you're in that deficit, there is one vital target you absolutely must hit every single day: your protein anchor. You want to aim for 1.6 to 2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. See, when you're eating less to lose fat, your body can get kind of greedy and start stealing energy from your hard-earned muscles. You absolutely must hit this daily protein target. It acts as an anchor, protecting your muscle mass while that stubborn belly fat gum is finally scraped off your shoe. All right, moving on to accelerating the burn. Because, come on, we all want this process to go a bit faster, right? The first rule is you need to skip the exhausting hardcore cardio sessions. Ditch the torture treadmill. Yes, high-intensity intervals and massive treadmill sprints burn calories, but they leave you feeling like an absolute zombie. They tank your strength in the weight room, they destroy your recovery, and ultimately, they just make you despise the process. If you want to lose belly fat and actually keep it off, your cardio cannot be something you absolutely hate. Instead, aim for a daily step goal of 7 to 10,000 steps. Honestly, walking is the simplest, most effective move ever. It initiates this amazing quiet burn straight from your fat stores without draining your central nervous system. Plus, you completely avoid those insane post-hardcore cardio cravings that inevitably lead to, demolishing half the fridge at 2 a.m. You can just sneak these steps in throughout the day, park further away, take the stairs, and just let those burned calories compound week after week. Okay, now we have to look at the hormonal engine, because this right here is the silent killer of fat loss. If your pillow game is weak, everything else falls apart. With good sleep, your body is a recomposition machine. Your hormones balance out, you burn fat efficiently, and you save muscle. But with bad sleep, your body literally flips the script. It panics. It starts hoarding fat like it's prepping for hibernation, breaking down your muscle for energy, and just massively spiking your stress hormones. To put some real scary numbers to this, just one single week of poor sleep tanks your testosterone by 10 to 15%. That is the equivalent of losing your gains before you even step foot in the gym. Simultaneously, it spikes your cortisol, the stress hormone, which acts like catabolism in liquid form, basically eating your muscle alive and locking that belly fat firmly in place. Treating your sleep hygiene with the exact same respect as your gym routine isn't just a luxury, it is a biological requirement for losing the gut. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want you to really let this reality sink in. The spot you hate the most will always be the last to go. I know it's frustrating, but it's just the reality of the game. So knowing all this biological truth, are you ready to stop fighting your genetics? Are you ready to hack your daily habits with precision tracking and proper sleep and patiently outlast your body's stubborn endgame? The fat will come off. You just have to be stubborn enough to wait it out.